There's a big fat one, a skinny one, and a medium-sized one.
I love four-wheel drift.
No stranger to drifting, no stranger to competition.
That guy stole my freaking ratchet wrench. I see that. That's mine.
He rejects your reality and inserted his own.
This is a stimulator, right?
Pilot.
The pole petition.
Matt Shulman still on top with the 69.
All right. Sorry to just start off like that. All right. And we're back after
A long.
Yeah, it's been
Long.
a,
You
it's
guys
been a
left
while.
me here.
Yeah,
all
we
alone.
left him in the garage.
Yeah, we know the whole
I've been
time.
waiting. I've been waiting this whole time. Where have you been?
You chose not to join us.
I've missed you.
You didn't, you liar.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Can you imagine Paul stuck here for like what 3 weeks? It's been about.
Yeah, no, it's been about a month.
No, my wife would have
been a
called the
month.
cops.
Yeah,
It's been a month, yeah.
it's been a month.
It's been the worst experience of his life,
Oh,
right?
it's been- yeah, it's-
No.
This has been the worst experience of my life.
Oh, I love
Oh
that.
man,
It's so good.
Horrible.
Oh man.
I'm a bad person.
You are.
Yeah. All right. Paul, what you been up to aside from being stuck here?
Not much of anything. I've been trying to get that stupid motor out of my car, but I lose so much motivation. I've been trying to take it apart in pieces for some stupid reason. I don't know why I haven't just ripped it out in the whole.
You would have had it out already.
Oh yeah, no, I totally would have. But I'm like, I'll take it apart in pieces. And you know what I realized? I realized I would never want that motor in my car. You know why?
Why?
In order to take the heads off of EQ, you know what you have to do?
No. What do
You
you have
have to remove the entire front cover.
Yes.
No, you don't understand.
I don't understand.
It's got two things to it. It's got a front cover to the cover. It's got a back cover to the cover.
Oh.
And in order to get this off, you have to take bolts from underneath the oil pan.
So you got to take the oil pan off.
You have to take the oil pan off
to take the front
to
cover
take
off.
bolts out of it to remove the front cover, first front cover. And you also have to take all of the accessories off. So you got to do the heads. You got to take all the accessories off, take the front cover off, take the oil pan off, take all this other stuff off, and then you finally can take the heads off. It's like, oh my god! I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely not going to put another one of these in there because this is a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare.
Okay. And then you did make some purchases lately?
Yeah, so I'm starting to put together the pieces for the LS swap. I've been talking to Chris as well to get his input on Chris Jackson, the world famous Chris Jackson. He was saying don't do the ISR headers because he said they're smaller than the, I guess, the Siki headers and some other ones. But he was saying do the ISR mounts. So I got some ISR mounts, which are the transmission mount and engine mount. So I'm going to go try to pick up an LS from the recycler next week.
And you can use the same transmission, right? So you don't have to change the transmission.
Well, I could find a transmission. I could find if I could find a T56 for a good amount of money.
I think the CD09 is a better transmission than a T56. I've heard a lot of people have issues
Yeah,
with the T56.
well, the Magnum is good. If you can find a T56 Magnum, you're good. That's like what Rich has. So see, with that, you don't need to buy an adapter plate. You just put that right on. And that's good for 700 horsepower.
Yeah, but then you have to do a drive shaft and all this other
Well,
stuff.
yeah, the drive shaft is easier with the CD09. I mean, you still have to cut the drive shaft because it moves the transmission back like a lot.
Oh.
So you still have to do the drive shaft. You can't use a stock drive shaft, but I mean, cutting up drive shaft and shortening it is not that big of a deal.
Yeah, you can do
With
that locally.
the T56, I would have to I think it's probably extend it, and then I'd have to change the way it mounts and all that thing. So I'm probably just going to get an adapter since I have two CD09s anyways. Sell one of the CD09s and then do the adapter. I found a FabBot makes is one of these companies. Basically, they make an adapter that uses an automatic bell housing, which is cheaper than the T56 bell housing, because you had to get a different bell housing on this, right? You had to get like a W58 bell housing for this, or you had to get like an automatic transmission bell housing, probably.
No.
It's not a R154 bell housing.
No, so it's the kit. The kit actually.
Yeah, but I'm saying
you cut the bell housing off of the.
Yeah, but
CDO.
you're mounting you mount another bell housing. Yeah, you mount the Toyota bell housing.
Yeah, you mount the Toyota.
So
Yeah, the one.
this one uses a cheap bell housing, which is from an auto transmission. A lot of like this Collins kit uses a T56 bell housing. You imagine that's like $300 to find it, like on eBay.
Okay.
So these automatic bell housings are like $45 on eBay. So you save a lot of money by doing that.
Okay.
So doing that, and then I'm just debating where to start, because I want to, do I start ripping all the electronics out, or do I rip out
don't
the?
go too crazy. I would just change what you need to change to get the car running. Don't start tearing the whole body harness out.
Yeah. I don't know. So I guess I'll just tear the engine harness out, and that's it, and then leave everything else. So. That's where I'm at right now. So, got the body kit too. I ordered a body kit from JP Fiber Works or something like that.
Fancy.
Yeah, it's actually like a BN kit for somebody had it at OSW. Actually, I saw a video of some dude driving one. But it's a cool looking kit for the car.
Was it white?
No, it's gray primer.
Oh, okay.
Gray
No,
primer.
the car that had it.
The car that has great primer.
Oh, great primer too.
Yeah, no, it's just all the cars that have the kit right now on Instagram are all primered, because I guess they're getting ready for paint and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm the only one that seems to have the wing though that they made. So far, I
Oh, so
haven't
you
seen.
didn't get that wing the wing that I told you about?
No, I got a little duck wing.
Oh.
They made a little duck wing. So I mean, for a front bumper, side skirts, and rear bumper, and a duck wing for $800, no shipping, no tax.
Really?
Came from the Dominican Republic. Guys are making it in the Dominican Republic.
Good for them. Good.
Yeah,
Oh.
no. Yeah. It was pretty cool. They came over here pretty quick. So, yeah, if you want body kit parts, I mean, they're not great by any means, but they're about as good as you remember those Extreme Dimension
Dimensions were
fenders?
pretty bad, yeah.
Those Extreme Dimension or Duraflex fenders that I bought were just about the same quality as this. So,
Okay.
I paid like almost $300 for those fender flares.
Yeah, I'd rather give it to people that are like giving you good price, but they're like homegrown.
Yeah, no, this is So it's a little sketchy, the website, but it's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I saw a lot of people buying from them, so I didn't have a bad experience. The only thing is like trying to get them to tell you when it's coming is like.
Well, because
Like a mystery.
it's a different language. You got to learn the language, sir.
No,
if
they
you want to
speak-
be able to
well,
communicate
somebody's
properly.
speaking English over there, but
Oh, okay.
the thing was like they gave me a tracking number that wasn't my order.
Oh,
So
okay.
like I'm like, hey, my order went to New York, and they're like, oh, yours is the last one that's going out. Here's your tracking.
Did they make
number.
stuff for the BMWs?
Yeah, they make full kits, full fender. They make full
Rear ends?
Rear ends. Dude, man, it's really like, I mean, for the money, you can't beat it.
I might have to look into that because that's
Yeah.
where I'm getting to that point.
Yeah, because I mean, you could leave that like that for now and just wait till you crash it. But I mean,
it's not that hard to cut.
they
the
have
back
more
end
stuff
up.
for this than they have for the G35, though.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you later.
Yeah.
But so that's where I'm at. So I got the body kit. It looks pretty cool. But I got to focus on getting the motor out. So this weekend I'm going to focus getting the motor out. I got to try to get the motor out of the VQ, the Volvo as well, and get the transmission out of that.
Did you sell
too.
the E30?
No, I've been trying to get rid of that thing too. Chris supposedly wants it, but
Really?
yeah,
Yeah, he wants 4-doors. He likes a 4-door.
yeah, I know, but he said he wants it. So I said, hey, look, I'm not going to sell it, but if I'm not too many people have been that serious. I'll tell you if somebody's serious, but. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing since you guys have kind of like just embarked on your own little
you
adventures.
could have come with us. You chose not
No,
to.
I
go.
just had so much to do, man.
Oh,
It's been
so
crazy.
whose fault is it really?
Yeah.
No, it's my fault. I know it's my fault.
I know it's your fault.
Yeah.
It's the company's fault.
It's the company's fault.
Yeah.
No,
Come on
man, it's
now.
been crazy. It's freaking
Yeah.
insane.
So, Tim.
We gotta start playing a lotto, so we can just do this.
Yeah.
I had a
dude.
dream
Oh, no.
that I had that I bought this nice rig, and it had a trailer, and it had drift sessions written across the side, and none of us had to work because I won the lotto, and it had 3 cars in there, and we went from event to event.
That would be cool.
And we were just live streaming and having a blast the whole time. But I don't play the lotto, so
Yeah, that
I
would
gotta
be
play
cool.
the lotto before.
You could always find
If the
it.
dollar doesn't
You
crash.
could always find a. Oh God!
Sorry.
Put it all in Bitcoin.
No, I was watching
This is
something that
that-
said Bitcoin's going to crash too, so I don't know.
This is not financial advice.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, relax.
I've been
Okay.
getting on these-
What have you been up to, Tim? Come on, focus.
not that-
Focus.
Aside from watching YouTube shorts and freaking myself out, I've been working on the car. I've been working on a car quite a bit. So here, you want to hear something pretty cool?
Ooh.
I don't know if people are gonna hear it.
Oh, they'll hear it. They'll hear it. Oh, wait.
The hell is it? Why is this? Why does it sound like something's hitting the?
Because there's no motor, man. It's just solid.
Oh.
Something's leaking.
I got party lights. We can't see them anyways.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they can see it in the background. Yeah,
Leave the party lights on. There you go.
Party lights on.
There we go.
yeah, they can
Anyhow.
see it.
So the car is just waiting for Brandon to come and wire it up. I know he's working on the harness already,
You gotta get
But-
some glass.
but to drive it. But at least I can get the car I can get it down off the jacks and get it to the dyno and get it tuned. Right, it needs body work. I need a bash bar. I'm gonna.
I don't think you need a bash. Well,
Yeah, I do
mean-
to mount all the bumper and
Yeah, I
everything.
guess.
But yeah, as far as cosmetics, there's some work to do. But I have to and get some sway bars and do the front rear sway bars, and then I can put her on the ground if I want to. But yeah, she's pretty much ready to go. I put fuel in the system. I tested the fuel system out. There's no leaks. I got the water pump going, and everything's working. Everything's working good so far. So I'm just need Brandon to finish the harness. Then the computer already has a base tune on it, so I should be able to start it up as soon as I get it the engine harness done. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean the fact that you can actually hear the engine turn is a remarkable progress considering how it's been
It was locked
pretty
up.
much a backdrop for whenever the camera would be on you or Paul.
Yeah.
For the longest time. I don't even know when I have to look back at which episode the car started showing up.
It was about a year ago, about a year and a half ago, because I got the car to my house right before I went to Hawaii on vacation.
No, this car showed up right when we filmed the first episode.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You want to put money on it?
No, you're thinking of this. Remember, we had the South Florida Drifters episodes. The Volvo was here.
What?
The Volvo was here in the South Florida Drifter episodes. Yes.
The Volkswagen?
Volvo, not
Oh wait, the Volkswagen was here at one point.
Yeah, and so was my Z.
the Volkswagen.
Yeah, Josh's.
Josh's
Oh,
Volkswagen.
but that was
here.
in South Florida. I'm telling you, SFLD. But anyways,
No, that's been on it's on the YouTube channel. You go back to all the episodes, and
Okay,
you can
just
see
give me a
it
moment.
in the background.
I'm gonna have to.
I remember I even had the Puerto Rican flags in the background because I was preparing for my daughter's 15th birthday.
Yeah, uh-huh. Go on.
Anyways,
Go ahead.
so don't listen to him. He is fake news.
Keep going. Don't
But-
stop.
So I just have to get the engine harness done, and hopefully it starts. Like I said, I got fuel in the system. Everything seems to be working. All the fans work. Cooling system works. And I mean, it sounds rough because there's no mounts. It's just metal on metal, right? You got the motor mounts are right to the front subframe, and the
Yeah,
car's
it
up in
sounds
the
like
air. So
someone's
it's
hammering on the back.
Yeah, it does. It sounds pretty rough, and I'm sure it's gonna feel pretty rough. But yeah, once Brandon gets that done, then get it on the dyno, tune it, and then it's just about the cosmetics and trying to get the bumpers and the bash bars done.
FYI, I see based on the thumbnail, episode 33 about a year ago.
That's what I
That
said.
this
That's
car
when it
popped
arrived?
up, and then before that, I saw the Z in the background.
Well, that's why I said right before I got the car here, right before I went to Hawaii, and I went to Hawaii the beginning of last December, end of November.
Okay.
And so in like a week or so before that is when I brought the car here. So it's been a little over a year.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So I'm excited.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see the car
Let me
out
ask-
and about.
Wait, hold on.
Uh-oh.
This car was alive or started when County Line died.
No. You're like memory.
Right.
I thought my memory was bad. Like
No.
you were
I'm
like-
asking.
What?
This car was when did County Line died in 2013, right?
No, 2014 was a King of County Line, so it was about a year after that, 2015.
That's when this was started?
No, this started after I got married. Because I did a few events in my E30 for a while, for like a year or two. Yeah.
I want to say, oh, okay.
Yeah, you want to say a lot of things that aren't true.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's been the worst experience of my
Jeez
life.
Louise.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They're all
But
worked
anyhow,
up.
yes. Car's close to done. Get it wired up, put it on a dyno, get a tune on it, and then start working on the cosmetic stuff. Like I said, I'm picking up sway bars. I need a bash bar. If anybody's got a secondhand bash bar for an E46, front bash bar. I don't need the rear bash bar, just a front bash bar. Let me know. Send me how much you want for it. So
Where to? I do drifting?
No, send it to Drift Sessions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't really get on the I do drifting stuff anymore too often. I only post stuff unless I'm like, I don't know if this goes on there or here. So
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
yeah, I posted that King and County Line picture on the Drift Sessions.
Oh, I noticed that.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That's my favorite flyers. You don't think it was good? I look
great.
I look just like a baboon. I look just like a baboon.
It was great.
You don't
Fantastic.
You didn't like it?
It's awesome. Best thing ever.
Anywho, yeah, not much going on with my side. The only thing, though, is that I've been... So whenever something comes in that I come across, like, for instance, sometimes Paul will suggest an item or a tech device for me to, like, review and check out just for our, rig, whatever the heck. I make sure to do, like, thorough testing, make sure that it's going to work, how is it going to work, how can we implement it and deploy it and so forth. I came across something that... Tim, you might be excited about because it's an Android device, and I know how you are about Android devices, and we've spoken about it, I think, in length, and so can't go over that. I mean, I don't want to go over all the details. I don't want to bore people, but basically, it's going to help us with the some of the live stream aspects of the event coverage, and maybe some other things. So I'm actually excited about that. So I'm just been. Even though with all the footage that we captured from Spring Break Bash, which we'll get into more detail with that, I have a habit of just when something like I'm really like excited about, like I'll just kind of like dedicate myself to it, and then unfortunately it's just then everything else kind of gets a little delayed a bit. But there's still more videos to get posted from that event. And some of the highlights too from the interviews that we did at the NMRA event as well.
Okay.
So those are some of the things going on. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll probably. I was hoping that we might do a test stream of some sort, utilizing this other equipment. I don't know where exactly. I'm thinking maybe going up to one of an OSW event, or maybe the Pro-Am event.
Yeah, because Pro-Am's coming up soon.
Yeah, that's coming up soon.
I mean, if Chris will let us come on there and try to live stream something, he may not.
Well, it's not going to be like the whole rig and everything. It's going to be a very
what about
very,
LS Fest?
very, very simple thing. LS Fest, yeah, that's possible. Obviously, we need to get approval just to make sure that we don't kind of step over anybody's toes or anything like that. But I wouldn't want to do that. No? Like do a test stream there. Like if we were to do a stream of some sort, I want to have it finalized and figured out, so that way it's a little bit more concrete.
Maybe we can just do like a test stream show in the pits of LS Fest instead of covering the event.
It's yeah, that could be done possibly. But if you see a post or you see something being broadcasted that's not.
It's kind of like out of the blue.
Out of the blue, random, and you see a lot of glitches or whatever the heck. That's just one of those things where we're just testing things out. Or if not on YouTube, then you'll probably see it on Instagram. So
okay.
So yeah, that's really the only thing going on for us. I mean, for me on my end. But to want to kind of start the conversation with some of the things that has taken place, we were invited, thankfully, by Mr. Nick and Steve. To attend the NMRA event, all Ford-powered, Ford-bodied extravaganza, if you want to call it that. That's taking place at Orlando Speed World, and there was just a multitude of activities taking place there, where you had drag racing, a kind of like a swap shop of parts, part swapping, which I thought it was really interesting.
It was
really
helpful
stood
for
out.
one driver. One driver was able to get parts for his car to be
Yeah.
able to keep going.
Definitely. And then one of the things that we came to find out that they're actually testing things and sort of a sense of trying to get a feel for how this is going to work is the Drift Invitational that they started out. And they put out a casting call to have all these Ford vehicles to try to come out and get sideways at the skid pad area. And obviously they needed somebody to kind of give some commentary to regards to what happened. And I was quite surprised with not only the turnout, the variety of vehicles that were in attendance, and just the not only the vehicles but the people too. What were your thoughts?
I was actually surprised to see so many Mustangs, right? And I think Nick was as well. There was over 40 Mustangs there.
Yeah,
Drifting.
no, it's a Ford
yeah,
thing, though, right?
Right, but how many Mustangs on average do you see at an event in Florida?
And what
Not
it seemed
40.
like to see is there was a lot of people that you don't normally see at drift events
Well, there was a lot
Yeah.
of people that
That
came
were
from
like-
Ohio, Tennessee.
just for that event.
Detroit.
Yeah, just
That
for the
event doesn't
Detroit.
go anywhere else than Florida. Or
Well,
was-
remember, this is the first time that they're doing a
Oh.
Drift Invitational.
oh,
So
okay.
this is the first time they're like, oh, hey, if you got a Mustang and you go sideways, or you have a Ford-powered vehicle and you go sideways coming out, and tear up some rubber.
Yeah, it looks like you got a
lot.
lot of people that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
There was a lot of people that we haven't seen before, and then as we were working our way through all the drivers, talking to them, we found, like you said, there were drivers from all over the country that were there. So that was pretty cool. I think the driver that stood out the most, I guess because he was younger, was Cash
Yeah.
in his little Fox body. He was doing great, and he actually
Staub.
Staub. Yeah,
STAUB.
Yeah, Staub. So Cash did a great job, and he was actually able to tandem with Von Gittin. That was pretty
wow.
cool. Yeah.
Fox body with Fox body.
Yeah, Fox body, and there were 3 Fox bodies there. It was Chelsea, Von Gittin, and Cash, and he was doing a great job. And the kid was consistent all day long.
Yeah. One of the, even before getting into the event, it was just one of those things. I mean, full disclosure, we weren't fully I wasn't fully aware of all of the Mustang terminology, all of the nuances of what is an SN 195
You were
or
doing way better than I was.
197 or an SN 95.
You had the
Fox
machine,
body.
didn't you? Wasn't the machine around there, hanging around somewhere?
I don't know. I just
He
have
could have
to.
educated you.
Well, I don't
was
know.
there.
Maybe I could have utilized Chat GPT to try
you
to help me
could've.
out with.
You definitely could have.
With
I've been
all of
using that
this.
to write so much.
Oh,
things.
really?
Yeah,
You have?
I have. I've been using it to write scopes of work. For work.
Well, I guess
It's
wow.
crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
And
It's
it's
crazy.
good.
Oh yeah. I was showing Gabriel. I had to write something with a Cuban
No, you didn't.
yeah.
Cuban
With-
background?
like some kind of efficence or I don't know how to with like an accent, not an accent. but
Mannerism?
Mannerisms, yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh my god." It's like for real.
Yeah, everybody says
Yeah, I know.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Yeah.
really ridiculous how accurate and how good it's getting, and it's fun yet scary.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, and well, the other scary part is that we have our own kind of jokes for Mustangs. So it was like, should we bother trying to kind of announce or say out loud?
no, I think that's
yeah,
you know.
Mustangs have that stigma, right? You know,
Yeah,
stay off the
that's
sidewalk,
good.
the
Yeah.
crowd
Yeah.
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
You guys
probably why
didn't
there's
go
not a
to-
crowd here because it's all Mustangs. People would rather watch from safety from home.
Live stream only.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean those ones. I mean Cuban Ferrari. That's another term that many people.
that's
Yeah, I mean so you got a little pony there and so forth, and stallions. I did manage to slip in the panhandle bar.
you did,
Oh,
man.
you
The
did?
pan in the bar,
Oh,
you did.
geez.
You got that in. Now we didn't live stream that. That was just
Right.
us
Oh,
announcing.
just announcing.
Yeah, so it was simple. It was fun.
I
But
saw
it-
some of the interviews. They looked like I said. I saw a lot of people that weren't normally at drift events, or some of them were their first drift event.
Right.
Well, that one girl, the Asian girl,
Yeah, I
Lily.
saw, yeah.
Lily, yeah.
Yeah.
Lily. It was her first drift event
And an
ever.
automatic.
And an automatic
Yeah.
Mustang. And Kelsey Rawlings was there trying to help her.
Oh, okay.
But she kind of it's kind of, you're setting yourself up for failure. It's kind of difficult if you've never been out there before, never even done donuts, trying to go around the course.
Yeah.
In a Mustang that apparently was switching gears on them, even though they were trying to lock it into a
Oh,
gear.
really?
Right.
Oh, wow.
But
Well, that's strange.
Yeah, that's what Kelsey was saying. It was
The other thing too, I remember, is that it was that the car was shut off because after they would spin out, it would go backwards.
Limp mode?
And I guess the system has like a safety feature that it would, if it would detect that the car's rolling backwards, but the car's in drive, it would automatically just cut the engine.
Yeah, and you know what? I saw that with like a Tesla the other day.
Huh?
Yeah, a Tesla. If it thinks it's sliding back like on ice road, it'll like lock up the whole damn
It'll
thing.
turn off the engine.
No,
You were gonna say. You were gonna say.
no. Like this guy had to get his car like freaking towed, his Tesla towed.
Oh, the car just
because
totally-
it bricked the Tesla.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah, no, it was
Just
interesting.
control delete.
Yeah, just scroll.
Yeah.
Just reboot it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, reboot. So was it was a good event though, right? You guys had fun.
It was a good turnout. They had a monster truck there. That was it was all right. What did you think about that show? I mean, it was. They got kind of close, but it was
more like it was just rolling around. than
yeah,
it
they
was,
just were doing donuts around it, and
Yeah.
then something happened to Von Gitten's car the second time around, and he had to pull off early. Like the car, it wouldn't get sideways for some reason. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah, I attribute it to technical issues of some sort.
Absolutely.
But in regards to the monster truck, I was up for it. It was different. We didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what they were gonna do.
Did they do anything on the oval?
No, they didn't,
Nothing
because I think the oval was meant to be for the car show, I think, or for something else. I forgot exactly what the. So they originally were going to use the oval for something, but then they decided not to. Oh wait, for I think the burnout contest. I think that was the original intention for the oval, and then they were like, forget it. We were just doing. They did the burnout contest over at the skip pad.
Yeah, that would have been better anyways.
And-
Yeah. Burnout contest over in the oval would have been just like shredding tires like crazy.
Yeah, and plus everybody was already over by the skid pad anyways.
Right.
Didn't really make sense to have everybody go over to the oval, and at the end we ended up finding out that it's not like they didn't have an official sign up beforehand for the burnout competition. They were just like, it's up for the drifters. All the drifters that want to do the burnout competition can join. And Cash won. He got 4 tires. That's what the prize was, 4 tires from Nitto, because Ron Bergenholtz was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was there.
That's
So that was
interesting.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah, he has a thing where he would just pop up randomly.
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, wait, he was just right there. Like, how do you end up here? Like, he's just so quick, just zipping around. I'm like,
Were they using the drag strip at all either?
oh, of course.
Okay,
The drag
okay.
strip was more packed than the drift.
Yeah,
So
I
like
figured,
like
yeah.
like you said, this was the NMRA event. They've been doing it for 25 years. They've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
But this is the first drift invitational, and they had a great time. They liked it, so they said they're going to do it every year.
I think this is the first time they had it at Orlando Speedway, because usually they would have it at Bradenton Motorsports Park, which
but
is
it's the
basically
first drift invitational that they've ever had. They didn't have.
Oh
a drift,
yeah, of course,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think this is the first time that they actually bring the whole circus over to Orlando Speed World.
Yes.
And then, because usually they would have it at Bradenton Motorsports Park, which is right next door to the Freedom Factory. Mm-hmm. And
Cletus always has
think-
events going on or something. They weren't able to do
Right.
it. Yeah.
or something. I don't
I think
know.
this works out better because it's the same track. You don't. I mean, you could drive from one to the other if you don't feel like walking, but I think it was good. I thought it was good, and like I said, they had more than double the turnout that they thought when it came to Mustangs. And the only non-Mustang vehicle that was there was Daniel Hoy.
Yeah, there was
Right.
like a 240 there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw a 240.
well,
Yeah,
there were
that's
two
true.
240s there, I think, right?
Yeah,
happened?
yeah.
That was apparently a miscommunication.
Yeah,
That-
we'll just leave it like that.
Yeah, I'll just leave it like that. Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So miscommunication. Somebody told them they were going to drive, and then they weren't going to let them drive, and then it went back and forth, and he just said, "I'll just let them drive." So we said they had Coyote motors in their cars. Other than that, it was.
I mean, and like you said before the event, like we didn't know much about Mustangs, so
yeah.
I mean, Coyote, yeah, I
why
mean,
not?
sure.
Yeah. But Daniel Hoy was the only other vehicle. Not only
Yeah.
was not a Mustang, but also was a non V8,
Oh,
That's
right?
true.
Because it's inline 6 bar engine. So
oh, jeez.
yeah, I like the sound of it. It just seems like he's really struggling with that car.
Wow, he's doing a lot better than what was before.
But
I mean,
think
because
that-
I still remember him having the ignition issues, like the engine issues, getting it sorted, all those things sorted out, and then, I mean, when you look at how
got a bar?
the first time, yeah, you didn't know that.
Thanks, super. Who? What car
Daniel
is
Hoy.
this?
It's the white MK3.
Oh,
Supra.
the white MK3.
The white and blue
Supra.
one.
It's on the Klutch
SCNS.
Kickers.
Yeah. That makes sense now because that thing is so freaking heavy. That motor's
What, the
heavy.
engine or the car?
That motor's well, that car's heavy, and then that engine is.
So it's a
freaking-
match made in heaven.
No, it's a
Heavy
massive-
car, heavy engine.
No, it's freaking front heavy as hell. Good God.
Yeah.
You know how heavy those things are? Freaking.
Those bar
And
engines.
it's
They
turbo
look big.
too, right? Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
obviously.
Yeah.
No, they're just straight pieces of iron.
Iron.
Indeed.
Indeed. Anywho, so it was a good event. We had a good time. Met
They
a lot of-
also had the awards too. Can't forget about that.
That's right. Yeah. So we what was it? The judges' favorite? No, was it judges? No, it wasn't judges' favorite. It was
No, it was
best entry.
Was it
right?
no best entry hard charger? I think was
Hard
one of them.
charger, random tandem,
Random tandem.
and then
Yeah, 525 pounds.
that's a heavy motor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking.
So what was the fourth
That's a
award?
big
There was
boy.
4 awards.
Most improved driver.
Most improved driver. That's right. Was the yellow
And we were
white.
rooting on this gentleman. Oh my gosh,
I-
can't forget. I think his Instagram handle is Suicide.
Oh yeah,
If I recall
Schumann.
correctly.
Schumann. Chris Schumann.
Chris Schumann. Yeah.
Chris Schumann. Not Schulman. Schumann.
Schumann, yeah.
Chris Schumann.
So Paul, the first day, guy shows up, right? You see this like.
Do you have any of the
newish-
video from that you could play it today? Or no?
I'd
No,
have
but
to.
go ahead, say
Yeah,
it.
so he shows up, and we're like, "Oh, cool! This car's, looking good. Kitted and everything. It has kind of like a Joker kind of vibe going on with the paint scheme,
It is purple, green, and
Right.
white kind of.
Okay.
right? And then he goes out there, and immediately you don't even hear. It almost sounds like it was on idle, and the car spins out.
Oh,
And
really?
we were just like
He was
completely
spinning, yeah.
baffled. We were just like, what's going on with this thing? It was just no, like every blip of the throttle would just send the car like spinning
And
out.
just-
And he would just go back to back to back. And we're just
Oh,
like,
geez.
is it the wing? Is it the tires? Is
He
it?
would spin out like 2 or 3 times every run.
Oh,
Like,
geez.
it was ridiculous. Like and like just give it a woof, spin out, woof, spin out.
Oh, geez.
Come to find out, he was on 225s at 70 psi.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I think I don't know who talked to him and finally got him to because then he was spinning out. I mean, just miserable. It was like it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
But we're trying to encourage it, right? We're like, oh, a little better. No, he didn't. He would spin out, and then he switched tires. But then he went to like a 285 or something ridiculous,
something
ridiculous wide. But it was better. He wasn't spinning out. He was having a hard time getting it to break loose, but he wasn't spinning out, and he would kind of carry a drift. And then the next day, he started doing better and found out he's like, yeah, I'm on 225s, and he's probably got like 400 something horsepower or something like that, right?
Jeez.
225s, and they're aired to like 60 or 70 psi. And he's like, yeah, I put him down to 30. I was like, dude, go down to like 15.
Yeah.
You're 225, you can go. No, oh really? I was like, yeah, it's 225 is way too small for that
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
And by the end of the event, he was linking the track and he was being consistent.
good.
He was almost spin out every once in a while, but for the most part, they were getting a lot of runs though, like
Yeah.
back to back to back. They had a lot of seat time,
Yeah.
time.
That's nice.
So I'm sure that was very helpful for him, not only to just get the seat time in, but also to start understanding how important setting up your tires are. But 225, I don't think so. Not at 60 psi, especially.
Yeah, with that much horsepower too, it's like
Yeah,
Yeah, you experienced it, Paul. You experienced
What-
the power, the Coyote power.
Oh yeah. No, that car's.
You're like, whoa!
Yeah, no, that car. Nah, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's, I forget, SM550, I think it is.
S550.
S550?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know that.
Well,
you know,
I've known a certain guy, certain individual
certain individual.
that knows things.
Right, exactly. ChatGPT, that's the name.
That's it.
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
exactly.
never know.
But yeah, it's a great event. All the drivers there had a good time. They were stoked. The only thing that I would hope that a lot of the drivers would take up the offer of attending Ford Fest, which is happening, I forget, at the end of
Kentucky?
September, start of October, I think September 29th through October 1st, if I recall correctly, happening at Bowling Green, Kentucky. And
Yeah, definitely want to check that out.
yeah, if they had fun at that event, they're gonna have a ball. absolute great, phenomenal time over at that venue at that event because it's definitely top notch.
Right. So like I'm excited to see it come back to Orlando, and that they enjoyed the drifting portion.
Oh yeah.
That Steve was very happy. So it'll grow. I mean, they've been doing it for 25 years already. So heck, just watch it grow.
Yeah.
So the Ford Fest is September 28th through October 2nd
Okay.
in Kentucky.
So off a couple of days. My apologies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
September is the
LS Fest.
LS Fest Bowling Green.
Right. It's 2
Yeah.
weeks before. They're 2 weeks apart. LS Fest in Kentucky is September 7th through 11th, 7-11.
Haha.
And then Ford Fest is in Kentucky September 28th through October 2nd. But we also have LS Fest in Vegas coming up soon, April 27th through May 1st. And then Texas,
Yeah.
May 18th through the 21st.
Yeah, so any drivers are going over to Vegas, reach out to us. We need your info.
Yes. If you could send us pictures even, or tag us on your whatever, and we'll find you and we'll look at your car and it'll help us.
You should be talking to Brandon Whitnick because I'm sure he knows all the guys over there in Arizona.
Well, it's not going to just be in Arizona, pal.
I mean, Nevada.
Vegas?
Yeah.
We'll have to work on that.
yeah. But
But he's over in that area, right? He's Utah, so.
yeah, he's around that area. So, I mean, it's not too far, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I'm assuming he knows some people over there, so.
Yeah, we just got to keep following their was it again the Holly Ellis Fest Instagram, because they'll post up the drivers are going to be attending, and then we'll just probably got to have to if they don't reach us, we'll reach out to them.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's that.
All right.
In any case, yeah, but like you mentioned, they were excited, they were happy, they were thrilled with the event, how it turned out, and anybody that's there, stay tuned for more because I'm sure they're planning to do more when they come back around, whether if it's at Orlando or maybe some other venue. Be sure to follow them and check that out.
Yeah. And up next was
Up next, oh yeah, that's right. I think 2 weeks after or a week after? No, I think it was about 2 weeks.
2 weeks after.
Yeah, it's Spring Break Bash, which was it was just a bash.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Did you guys stay there for just, you just guys stayed for the competition, or was that?
Well, we got there a little early, like around 4 o'clock. We got there to set up, but we weren't there.
But you
on
didn't
Friday.
go back the next day.
You went back on Sunday, didn't you?
Yeah, I went back on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of let's just rewind a bit and just talk about sort of the setup. And we got there, and it was the same deal with Black Friday Drift. The only difference is that there was all this talk about the rain.
Yeah.
Because they were
Wasn't
tracking
it
the rain.
raining at first?
Well, it was projected that it was going to be 60% rain.
Yeah.
And then, I think it was 50% at first, and then 60. And then once we get there, it's like, well, where's the rain? And not long after that we got there, it started raining a bit. I was like, oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So that sort of prompted us to not do certain things that we had planned, but we had to adjust. For instance, we couldn't get one of the cameras on the truck,
Right.
like we usually could, because obviously we didn't have a cover. So there was that adjustment that we had to do. But then it just turned out that it rained for about 10 minutes, give or take.
Like
and
twice,
then it just
it kind of hit us a couple times.
once or twice, and then it didn't rain at all after that.
And it got cold.
Yeah, that was
really
the
cold.
that was the other crazy surprise.
It was colder than Black Friday.
That
Oh, wow.
it got so cold that we're just like, good thing we didn't bring our swimming trucks.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
I brought a jacket
trunks.
because I was worried that it was going to get cold. And
Oh,
poor
wow.
Steve-O didn't have a jacket.
Oh, he didn't.
No.
Oh, what a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. We're like, wait, hold on, is this Black Friday or Spring Break Bash?
Yeah,
Because
it was
we
so-
can't
it was
distinguish the two. It was just crazy. I was shivering. I was
Holy
just
cow.
like pressing the buttons and like, oh, hopefully
Because it was windy also, so it was cold,
Yeah.
but it was the wind was cutting through us. It was cold. For
So,
us.
I mean, how was the competition, though? How did that go?
So Chris Rios was the king at the time, and then
Yeah.
everybody was as well. Tim, I know what you were trying to do, and it was great, but many others weren't trying to play along, I guess, for whatever reason.
Explain.
Just the whole like, oh, I'm gonna take you down. It's
Oh.
like, Chris Rios, you're a chump. You think you're a king?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you out, pal. All right, you ain't got nothing.
That's what I want it to be like. I want it to be like.
Yeah, people were like, no, that's not what I said.
No. I was like, because I was
I'm
like,
not
so
saying
what
that.
you're saying is, and like,
No, I
you're
didn't
like,
say
I
that.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'd be a good manager. I'd be a good manager. Yeah. But Chris and his crew were great.
Yeah.
They were great.
They were into it.
They everything that I fed him, like he just went with it, right?
Yeah.
I was like, any of these wannabe drifters out here even pose a threat to your crown? He's like, no, not really. It was great. It was great. His crew was awesome. I like to have them all on the show. They reached out to us about that, but it's just trying to get up there would be because we're so far down south. We'll have to figure out. I mean, unless they all want to come, unless you guys want to all come down here on do the show in my garage, you're welcome to, and spend a weekend down in South Florida. But we'll see. We'll see. We have to get that going. But they were great. They even Stephen Weeks. I want to call him Stephen. Just I don't know why, but Stephen Weeks. He was I'm a T-bone him, like they're all in it, and it's fun, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's good. It's not meant to be a serious thing. It's meant to have fun and laugh and just make the event more enjoyable. Why not, right? I mean, it's already you're having a great time driving. Let's just throw a little smack talk into the mix and just it's all fun and games, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to watch too. Well, maybe not. Maybe some people think it's annoying, but I think for those, but I
like
think,
the accent.
well, yeah. Anyways, but that I think that the drivers would probably like, oh, I don't think they should do that, but I think the spectators would get a kick out of it.
Oh, for sure.
I think as far as spectators, it makes it fun.
Yeah. But actually, something happened during, I guess, practice, if you want to call it, or during the whole weekend session. They made contact with one another. They were running a tandem between like 3-4 car tandem, and
Rios spun out. They all blamed it on Rios that he spun out, and then they all collided into each other. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And then I just think that something broke in Rio's car that just wasn't that didn't allow the car to like run properly the way that it normally would, because I noticed that I think it was like his first battle, he was making a mistake that normally he wouldn't make a mistake at. I forgot, so I was just like, ooh, I don't know, but to kind of preface the competition, I mean, for those of you who don't know, like the way how the King of OSW works is that they have no qualifying. They do a qualifying session where, well, the way how you qualify, I guess, is that they have to wait for a musical cue. They
Which
play
is the Purge, right?
Yeah, the music from the Purge, or like the alarm from the Purge, and essentially once you hear that, everybody, all the drivers that are interested in attending and competing in the King of OSW event, they have to find Tommy. Tommy Roche, the operator of OSW Drift. He's somewhere out on the track, and the drivers
in the
need
period,
to find. Well, still, exactly. Yeah, I mean. Could you imagine one day he's over at the drag strip?
Oh my gosh, that would be a little. That'd be a little extreme.
Yeah. But they have to find him. And then the first 32 people that find him and show up and line up, those are the ones that are gonna compete. And then if you're on 33 or 34, like our own Gabby J was once a part of, you're on a waiting list.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then once you get there, then you obviously you give your name to Steve-O, and then Steve-O then just and then they randomly put up the bracket.
Yeah, they did. Well, we had quite a few people from Miami make it. Ricky, and Yolan.
Yeah,
is he still from Miami? Right?
I don't know. I was surprised to see that there was Miami people there.
Yeah, I was. Oh, it's Miami. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that was interesting. There's quite a few. I remember like at least 4 or 5.
Yeah. That was that. And then, of course, Chris Rios had to defend his title. Obviously, he shut up with the crown, too. So there was that going on. And then he had some returning kings. Matt
Ginge.
There we go. Thank you. I want to say it right. Or at least I have you to back me up.
Yes, it's absolutely Matt the Ginge, not Matt the Ginge, as some people may have said.
Okay. There's that. Then... you know what's funny is that the Drewski Drift?
Yes.
Grindle?
Yeah. Andrew Grindle.
Yeah, there we go. Andrew Grindle. He was second place last time.
Yes.
and he was back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's funny how he ended up in the same spot. But spoiler alert, whatever. I know I'm getting a little
Yeah.
ahead. So he was a returning king. Who was another returning king? Do you remember? I think there was maybe another one or two. I forget.
No.
But
not
whatever.
enough.
So you had some heavy hitters, and the good thing, the craziest thing about it is that, and this is something that was a surprise to us, is the level of driving
Yeah.
that you find at that event is just absolutely wild.
The
It's like top
tandems were
notch.
great. Yeah,
Oh,
tandems
yeah.
were great. Yeah, really great tandems. Davey Peoples was there. Ryan Acevedo was there. Ben Hobson. No, it was not Ben Hobson. Not Ben Hobson. Oh God, why did I forget his name?
Is it Ben?
Huh?
Is it Ben?
It's Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
Ben, who?
Ben-
Not Julian.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to help you.
Oh,
with
do you
your
remember?
memory.
No, it was a 350Z.
Well, that really helps.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks
It's
for
really
that.
bad. A red one.
A red
A
one.
red one? Well, the Chris Rios had a red one.
No, it wasn't Chris Rios.
Oh, I know who. Ethan Hodges.
Ethan Hodges. Why didn't Ben Hobson?
sheesh.
Ethan Hodges. Yeah, Ethan Hodges was there.
Yeah, we got to catch.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah, I
catch
got
up with
to
him.
Yeah. Ethan Hodges was there.
Chicken Man.
Chicken Man. Oh yeah, Chicken Man.
Yeah.
That's right.
He played into it a little bit.
He did play into it a little bit. Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't do too bad. And who else was there? Well, Adam LZ was there in his Supra.
Yeah, that was
His
a
automatic
surprise.
Supra. He did pretty well in the automatic
Yeah.
Supra. And then who
Sean
else?
Booth.
Sean Booth. Sean Booth was there. Yeah. So there were some good. Yeah, they definitely had some good drivers there that had potential to take the crown away. And unfortunately, for Chris Rios, they did.
Yeah, he got knocked out by Matt.
Yes. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was a surprise. Which is
Well, yeah. I guess it was a surprise.
I
but
think Matt,
Matt, I think
has
came pretty close to taking him out last time because they battled last time too.
right.
So it was. It doesn't surprise me.
What were you going to say, Paul?
I think you're talking about Matt the Ginge.
Yes.
Yeah, Matt the Ginger.
I think he's had been the king. Multiple
Yes, he
Yes,
has.
yes, he has.
He's been a
Yeah.
former king.
Yeah, he's pretty. Yeah, they're pretty tough. Competitor.
One interesting thing to note is that there has yet to be a back-to-back king
Really?
so far. In all of, this is what a stat that they told us
Was
that.
Christian Controne the king once?
Yes, he was.
Yes, yes.
Which surprisingly he wasn't at this event,
He was not.
as well as Billy Mitchell.
Yes, that's right. Billy Mitchell
Right.
was not
I think they were kind of getting the cars prepped for
I think Billy
real life
kind
or
of
something.
focuses on the real competition events. So
Yeah.
you know, I
And
don't think I've seen-
the judges were Brandon McDowell, Pat Gooden, and Tommy.
Yeah.
Those were the judges.
Oh, Brandon McDowell was one of the judges.
Yeah, he came
Oh,
out.
that's cool.
That was pretty cool to see him out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who else? There was. I feel like we're missing somebody else that was there.
Was Chelsea there?
Chelsea was not there. No,
What do you mean? Just in part of the
part of the competition.
part of the competition?
You're correct.
You're gonna make me have to go to the driver's list, which I have it here.
So there you go.
Okay.
But it was
carry on.
good. It was a good event because all the tandems really were. They were really good tandems from the beginning, and as the night went on, it just got better and better. So to watch,
You got to do better with the lighting, man. That's the only thing that sucked with the live stream.
yeah,
we can't do-
lighting
we can't
in the
do much
back.
about
There's
it.
no lighting in the back, right?
There's just no lighting.
It'd be nice to have another light. Even if you just had one light in the middle of the track on the backside shining forward,
Yeah.
I think it would make a world of difference because there was and I'll tell you, the drone footage came in very handy. So shout out to
CJ.
yes, CJ FPV because he did an amazing job out there because there was a lot of times where it looked like there was contact and it was just a guy dropping going way too far off.
Yeah.
Because they would get really close and the guy would drop a tire off and come straight out, but it looked like it was an accident. And then it was funny because Pat Gooden and they would all run over to the tent and like want to watch the replay. Yeah, they'd all run over there like it was like, what happened there?
You know, that was hilarious because when I would see just like all three of them, or at least one, just like whoop, and then just start scurrying over to the display, I was like, oh, I know they want to replay, so I just had to get that queued up for them.
Yeah. It worked out pretty well. I think the live stream went pretty smooth. What do you think on your end, Ben?
Yeah, there was just,
Now, provided Ben got the names of the drivers like 20 minutes or 30 minutes before the event started,
Oh yeah.
right? You didn't get the driver's list too long before, so he had to start plugging in those names in pretty quickly.
yeah, it was okay. So, luckily, I had the experience from Black Friday to kind of give me, something to prep for, kind of get an idea as to like what's going to happen for this event. And luckily, the majority of it turned out to be the case, and I was ready for it. Fortunately, we couldn't do certain things that I would have liked to have done, like for instance, have a separate camera angle. But that didn't happen because we were expecting rain.
Right.
And we didn't have the proper, coverage to make it happen with all of the equipment and everything in order. I mean, the last thing I want is just everything just flying away. And it's like, hey,
Yeah.
there goes all the camera stuff out on the track.
Right, because it wasn't that it was going to be rainy. It was that it was really windy.
Yeah.
And there was a couple times that, like, if we didn't have the tents tied down, it'd have been pretty rough.
Yeah. And luckily, we still had the tent from the NMRA.
Yeah, which was a big tent that was, like, staked into, like, they did a good job with that tent. That wasn't going anywhere.
That thing held up.
Yeah. So it worked out really well.
Now, if we would have probably gotten hit with that cyclone or tornado that we got hit with at Klutch Kickers,
Oh, that's a whole
where
different story.
that tent almost kind of flew out, and we had
Yeah.
to everybody had to hold on for dear life so that way
Remember
the
that?
tent doesn't
Remember
take
that pulling
off.
us up?
Yeah, that was pretty
crazy.
serious. That was pretty
Yeah.
serious.
Well, you
So
didn't, but,
anyways-
Paul, you didn't give your full strength on that. You were just holding on to it
It
with
was
your
pulling
pinky.
me up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are
It
you
was
talking?
lifting me up. That's my full strength. No. So anyway, so what happened? Who won? Who was the best?
Right. With all of the drivers that so when you look at the top four, the top three were not a surprise, in my opinion, because
Yeah.
Sean Booth, you
That's right,
know
Sean
him,
Booth
you
was
know
there.
him to be
Very competitive.
competitive, consistent, aggressive.
Yeah.
Especially when you saw him at the last round 4 of Klutch Kickers,
Yeah.
what he was able to do, I was just like, whoa, this guy is, has his eye on the prize. He's like on it. So there's that. Matt, of course, former king, obviously, there's no surprise with his performance. Andrew, which I mentioned already, is that he came out in second place the last round.
Yep.
And the way how he was driving, I was like, okay, no surprise there. What did surprise me was Gonzalez, I think his name was.
Yeah, there was some booze on that one.
Oh, wait, what do you mean booze?
There was
Clarify.
booze. So I forget which battle it was. I think it was the battle to get into the semifinals because he ended up battling for third place. But the battle before that,
Right.
he lost, and there was probably like about a good 10 to 15 people that were like, "Boo!
Oh, geez.
Boo! Down with the king! Boo! Woe to you!" Yes, it was interesting to hear some boos. I was surprised.
Well, that's because the crowd was engaged.
It was a close battle too.
Right.
That was against Sean Booth. Him versus Sean Booth. That was the one I think.
Possibly.
'Cause
Yeah,
then
I can't remember
Booth,
that.
Sean Booth.
Right.
Yeah, I think. Maybe I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
remember.
no, he did. He did battle. He did battle Sean Booth. I
Yeah, it
remember
was
that.
it was a close battle.
But what was really, it was even closer, Paul, was Sean Booth against Camel.
oh,
that went-
yes,
That went one more time twice.
yes.
Oh wow.
yeah. Camel was killing it.
Oh really?
Yeah,
And what was crazy is that they would both make mistakes at different parts for
Oh,
different
okay.
reasons.
Yeah.
And then there was obviously no clear winner. So that's why I kept going one more time. And until on the third battle, the third time they went back around.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, well, Sean Booth finally fixed his errors and was on it.
Yeah.
And then Camel just didn't fix his errors. Kind of made the same mistake, but at a different point. And then
No,
that
so-
obviously gave Sean Booth the win there.
yeah. There was some good battles. It was a good show. It was a good time.
So in the end, in case people didn't see it, Paul being one of them,
Good one.
yeah, Sean Booth is now
Oh,
your
yeah. There you
current
go.
king of OSW
Until Black Friday.
Until Black Friday.
until Black Friday, right?
Yeah.
see.
And then who got second?
Second was,
I thought it was
Andrew
That was the
Grindle.
Yep.
And
So it's the first time they went for a third place battle was this time. It's the first King of County Line where they actually battled
king
for
of OSW,
King-
sir.
King of
That
County
was the
Line.
hard. That was the hardest thing.
King of County Line.
Yeah, that was the hardest thing for me. Every time I said King of OSW, I had to make sure in my head, don't say King of County Line. Don't say King of County Line. Because
Obviously.
we were doing King of County Line so
Yeah.
long ago. But yeah, King of OSW. First time a King of OSW did a battle for third. And they gave some money, $500 in ones. That's what they give. So they
Looks
had a
like
big stack of
big stack.
yeah,
of
big
money.
stack of $500 in ones. And they gave away some other stuff too. I forget what it was. You remember?
I think some gift cards
Yeah.
because Kenda was it no Kanzai.
Kansai. Yeah, Kansai. Kansai.
Man, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't
God.
say.
They'll never sponsor me.
Can't say.
You can't even say it right.
Can't say
damn it.
her name.
Yeah. Well, hey.
Well, yeah, they were involved. They gave out a gift card, I
okay,
believe. They had some prizes for the winners, and they were everybody was happy.
Yeah, everybody had a good time.
Gabriel could sell those wheels forever. The ones he won.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he took
Why did he
forever.
sell them though? They're
Fine.
nice wheels.
He didn't want them, but he took it forever to sell them, but he eventually did.
Do you have any of the interviews that we could play or no? Or do you want to?
He has to cue
okay.
it up. It's not
I
like-
didn't know. I'm asking if
just
he maybe
pull it
he
out of his
had it.
back pocket.
If he had it in his back pocket, maybe he
No,
did.
I didn't.
Okay. No, that's fine.
I mean,
That's fine.
I just.
You guys could check it out on our YouTube page.
Yeah,
All the
there you
interviews
go.
are up there,
Yeah,
so
push-
check that out.
push the
exactly
views.
that.
Like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to push it, man. It's like we're getting close. We're close. We're getting close to 1,000. I think we got 650 something.
You're something else.
Slowly.
Well, that's why not? I watch all the videos I watch. Everybody does that.
Okay.
So
all
why
right,
can't we
all
do
right.
it,
I mean,
right?
I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I can't knock you for that.
Right.
That's
Like
a
and
good point.
subscribe.
But yeah, talking about the production, yeah, it went well. No major issues. I just wish I had a little bit more time to kind of like prep some more things. And I just know that, I mean, luckily, just for the most part, everything worked out. Like the majority of the things that I wanted to do, that we wanted to do, and deploy and accomplish, we were able to do. So I'm very happy that we got it done. Also appreciate the love and support from the crowd that was in attendance, as well as the people that were tuned in on the chat as well. Definitely
Yeah, it was a good chat.
appreciate-
There wasn't much. There
Oh, it
was
was a good chat.
Yeah, it was a good chat. I think it was very positive for the most part, right?
Yeah, you know what's crazy is, I mean, okay, just to give you guys some background, we're kind of a bit jaded with the chat from the Klutch Kickers live streams when they would get broadcasted on their YouTube, and it was one of those things where at first we were kind of like taken aback by it. We're like, whoa, this is like a crazy animal that's unleashed, that's
Vicious.
just tearing
Yeah,
through
they're just
everything, and we're just like,
ruthless.
how do we contain this? Like, even Paul can't control this.
It was getting distracting, like because when we would look at the screens, we could see it on the side, and I'd be announcing, and I'd be like, "Well, that's not cool," you know. And I'm like, "Oh man." Really? Yeah, and we just finally Ben just stopped putting it up there because it would distract me a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And then we just got used to just kind of tuning it out and just saying whatever. It is what it is. People are, haters gonna hate.
But I will admit, and maybe it's just, I forget the term, but I do kind of miss it. I will tell you.
What, county line or the comments?
No, the chat.
County line.
Look at you. You're so fixated, man.
What's
Maybe-
with
Get
county,
some,
though, dude?
get some therapy,
Ever since
man.
I posted up that
There you're
flyer
like,
of like, county line, just
Where's she at?
maybe I'm speaking it out. Maybe
Oh,
maybe
maybe.
I'm
It's gonna come to
hinting
fruition.
towards something. Maybe
Right.
it's going to open up again next week.
Oh, well, that'd be something.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, but I do kind of miss it for whatever reason. I don't know why. It was just even like through all of the craziness and the how wild it got, I still
With
appreciate
the
it.
heat in the pits.
Yeah, and the heat in the pits, right? Exactly. And did Adam LZ run yet?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you get
call
that before the drift.
Showman with the Subway sandwiches.
Yeah.
So did you prefer county line when it was at Emerald Coast over?
What?
What?
Dude, are you serious?
Did I say what I say? Did I say it again?
Yeah.
Did you prefer Klutch Kickers?
You prefer county line when
I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. So, yeah,
For Klutch Kickers?
yeah, Klutch Kickers when it
Oh
was
my
at
God.
Emerald Coast.
Yes, of
or
course.
or Freedom Factory.
No, Emerald Coast.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Because
Answer the
the
question.
track.
Answer the
It's
question.
the track.
Answer the question.
It's the track.
Just the track,
It's the track.
the location.
The location. Well, not the location. It's that track.
What do you mean
If
not the
that-
location?
That track put anywhere is the track. Could be
Oh,
the
okay.
But
location.
I
what you
think
mean.
the location was
You're
also
talking about the fact that it's easy to get to out for Alabama,
correct.
Atlanta,
But the vibe too.
the vibe of just
Emerald Coast-
podunk,
I thought, yeah, because I enjoyed going some of those.
podunk country.
some of the restaurants we would hit. I'm talking
I'm
about the whole
saying there could be a lot better vibe. I'm like, I don't know about the vibe.
the vibe of the track. You didn't you think the vibe of the Emerald Coast was no good?
Tim, please clarify for Paul because he's
What
confused.
vibe? He's talking about like what was it?
No,
Laruba.
I'm talking about the whole experience of it, like the track. But just I felt the vibe with the way the pits were and everything, the way it was set up. That vibe of the drivers and the fans vibe, but also I had a good time finding these little restaurants. We went to a Hawaiian restaurant that was really good. Pounders, right? Went to Pounders, and we found that other like that bistro place that was pretty good. I like, and you go in, it's like these small towns. We went to those coffee, Cosba Coffee.
Yeah,
you got to admit it was a little better than I think it was a lot better than when it was at the Freedom Factory. Even though the Freedom Factory was better for us because it was less of a drive. I think the whole. Just the whole vibe, the whole experience. Yeah, the whole experience at Emerald Coast Dragway was better than Freedom Factory.
You know, it's funny. I was gonna actually bring this up because to talk about this because I don't know about you guys, but I'm like there are a lot of moments where I get like kind of like Klutch Kickers withdrawals. I guess because. I mean, I just think about like, oh, you know, around this time, either A would be at an event or B, we would get prepping for the event.
Season 2 was just like
your windshield leaking. You guys,
it was great. Everything about the trips and the just being there and it being so far away made it better because it wasn't. We couldn't just hit it and go. Was it a one night stand? Was it a one night stand?
I don't know why you said it like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying we like with it being in Freedom Factory, we could just drive up late and we could leave early.
Yes,
that was like okay. It was more of like we had to have a hotel for this amount of days. We stayed till Monday a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so we had dinner at Sunday. You know, when everybody's like,
we would stop
down.
Places along the way up there.
Stop, adventure around like that bar that we went to.
Yeah, the 7-hour drive takes us 12 hours. You know, because we didn't want to stop and know how to pee every 10 minutes.
Yeah, we ran into that random road.
You guys, I wasn't there. That was when my wife came, so I was in a different car.
That was.
You guys were like this random road, and we're like, "Where are you guys? We don't know." And they're yelling at each other. Gabby's laughing in the background. But yes, the experience when Klutch Kickers was at Emerald Coast was definitely better.
You know, they posted a flyover recently.
Yes, I saw the current event flyover. What's there now? How the track is?
Oh, really? How is it?
It's just run down. There's sand. There's sand all over the track, and it's like from floods. You remember how it would be when it flooded? The water would be like running down like a river. So all the places that it would accumulate are now just full of sand.
Oh,
yeah.
It's kind of
crazy. Yeah, it is sad, and I just get reminded of it whenever, I see some of the other drivers. Like we saw Sarah at the NMRA event.
Oh, that's another thing. That was Sarah's last event.
With that States. Car.
No, in the States. with that car in the States.
Yeah.
She's moving to Sweden.
She's moving back.
I think she probably already is back by now, but she said she's moving back.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
But yeah, so I just get reminded with just a lot of the drivers that, whether I encounter them on social media or just seeing them in person, I'm just like, oh, it's just, just crazy reminder of like the good times that we had at Klutch Kickers.
Yeah.
And then it's just like for me, like I feel like it just left a huge void in more ways than one. It's not just the competition, the payout, and so forth. It's like what you guys mentioned. It's just the experience and everything that came with it too, because it's it's one thing to experience it on the live stream. It's another thing to experience it in person, and that's one of the things that we try to kind of convey and encourage people to come out to do, even though it wasn't easy for the majority. But for them to just, hey, look, like if you think it's great at on YouTube,
right,
wait till you just come out to the track and I mean, as crazy as it was for us to try to just bring up all of these places that we were just going to, it was also we're trying to kind of like give people ideas and suggestions for them to try out when they're down here.
Yeah.
If you're gonna come out for the event, right?
Yeah,
you're gonna want like some sort of a guide or some things to want to check out because where the track is at, like most tracks, is kind of like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And where everybody will go for instance, like the after party. That's where like it was popping. That's
which
where,
is almost
like,
an hour away from the track.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the thing about Klutch Kickers, and it started during COVID, right? Mm-hmm. And nothing else was going on. But Klutch Kickers, the fan base was built through the live stream. It wasn't the attendance there because the attendance was never really like spectacular at Emerald Coast.
Yeah,
Freedom Factory. They had more spectators at Freedom Factory, even though it wasn't. It wasn't like
it just wasn't
tons.
The vibe. It wasn't
but
the vibe. Freedom Factory.
but what I'm saying is that like Klutch Kickers, I don't know if they would have ever packed out Emerald Coast Dragway like a Formula Drift event, but Klutch Kickers was worldwide known. We had drivers coming from all across the world to battle it out there. So it was built. The fan base was built through the live stream, which I think is different than most every other drifting event that's ever been out there. It's built just by the locals and doing the events, year after year after year, and then they build a reputation over years. Klutch Kickers was like an anomaly. The live stream and the promotion, the way they promoted it, and then the prize payouts, which changed the game for drifting.
I just can't imagine what it would have been like if season 3 could have been ran at Emerald Coast, because they had so much steam, so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inertia. They were just like really going for it, and it was getting big. I mean, hell, friggin' Fun Haver came out and they had all their stuff.
Yeah, they're great.
Wardhouse came out there.
Yes.
He came out there.
Oh, really?
Pietre, whatever.
No, I don't.
Yeah, Peter Visick was out there.
I don't think so.
Was he?
Yes. He
Are
came
you
out.
sure?
I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say that he was out there because Wardhouse was out there too.
I know Wardhouse was out there, and I as far as I know, they were just like
Wardhouse is his father's company, so just a heads up.
right.
So
They're like a painting company, or they have nothing to do with racing though.
that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard he was out there. I didn't see him, so I can't confirm that. Can either confirm or deny, but I could have sworn somebody said that he was there. But anyhow, point being, yeah, I think it's a good point. If they would have been able to keep it Emerald Coast Dragway, we may be going through 4 season. But I will tell you, for us, one door closed, another door opened, thanks to Nick, and now we're part of LS Fest, which is, could you imagine trying to do Klutch Kickers and LS Fest?
Yeah.
That's 8 events. That's 9 events.
It'd be a lot of work.
That would be a lot of work. So it's kind of bittersweet, right? Klutch Kickers left. We're not doing the Klutch Kickers. Will they be back next year? We don't know. But the door opened up, and now we're doing the LS Fests, which are pretty cool, right? Because we get to fly. We're going over these places that we don't know, meeting drivers that we would not have a chance to meet normally.
And most importantly, one of the biggest perks, not having to deal with the atrocious sound of a VQ.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you can. There's all LSs.
Oh yeah. Hey, well now if I put an LS in my car, maybe I can.
Yes.
You should still come with us one of these
Yeah.
events. Maybe if you can't make Vegas or Texas, maybe you can make
When's
Kentucky. Vegas that's in the first one, right?
April
tell you right now,
28, if I recall correctly.
April 27th through May 1st. So that's this
Right.
month.
I'd like to do Vegas. I'd like to go to see. I'd like
Okay.
to go to Vegas.
That's April 27th through May 1st, and then
I know
Texas.
Gabby wants to go too. He really wants to go to Vegas.
And then Texas is
I
May
wonder
18th
why.
through the 21st. So maybe you and Gabby just catch a flight for the weekend.
You're gonna do those?
Yeah, I'm doing all 4 of these.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And the funny thing is in between these 2, I'm going to London and France if France is still there.
Oh, that's right.
What the hell happened in France?
Oh my gosh!
You don't know? You haven't
That's
heard?
political
No.
thing. Yeah, there's like riots. They're burning the whole city down.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
and
know.
one of the best things of all, there's like trash everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really bad. The trash people, they went on strike, so they haven't been. Well, not only have they not been picking up the trash, but then some of them have been purposely putting the trash like in certain areas.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're moving it around certain areas. Anyway, but that's
Oh,
political.
that's
thing.
interesting.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah. So that's gonna be a busy 2 months for me.
Yeah, because you have Mia's. Yeah, no.
Well,
Birthday, right?
her birthday's gonna be there when
Yeah.
we're in,
Oh,
in
okay,
London.
okay,
we'll be
okay,
there.
gotcha.
Yeah, because we're
Yeah,
leaving.
because Gabby was asking if we're gonna go to Road Atlanta because that's May 10th.
Yeah, I'll be in London.
Yeah.
You guys should go.
No, it's Mother's Day, so it's always.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that.
Yeah,
That's so strange they still do
hate
that.
moms.
Yeah.
They hate mothers.
Yeah. So speaking of Formula Drift, that's a good
Oh, yeah, that's a
transition
good
to
way.
the next
Yeah,
topic.
exactly.
Well, you had. So I had. We were discussing something, but we're gonna go to him. Go to you.
We're going to me.
Cut to Paul.
Cut the ball.
Oh, they're
Why are
done.
we cutting to me?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want me to talk about?
I don't know.
James Deane.
James Deane.
Oh,
okay.
James
Also,
Deane.
James Deane.
That was a smooth transition.
Everybody knows James Deane is going to be driving for RTR, which is. I don't even know how that happened. Because.
Well, if you see his video, he outlines it.
I didn't watch the video.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you explain? You seem
Oh,
to
yes.
got the information.
Yeah, basically,
Why'd
Back to you.
Why'd you point it?
Back to you, Ben.
because you brought it up.
Well, I know he's there, but I don't know why. I'm like, I don't understand how the pieces came together. Like, 'cause
Well, I don't understand-
The last time I saw James Deane talking to Chelsea, Chelsea was making fun of Daigo Saito, and then James Deane was defending Daigo Saito, and there was that. That was back in the Russia when they were competing on that Russian series.
Yes.
Oh, that was,
And Chelsea's like, your boy needs some solid. He's like, you got to help your boy out. And he's like, hey, the guy's really experienced. You know, I was like, it's like a whole big thing.
So explain to
Okay,
us how did
all right.
how did it come about?
You're asking me on a video that I saw like 3 weeks ago after all these
You brought
events
it
that
up.
But you
happened.
saw it.
But
But you
I
seen it.
saw it, and from what I recall, based on my limited memory, is that
Disclosure.
it's something that they've been wanting to do for a while, but they couldn't do it for whatever reason. I mean, this is back when even James Deane was competing with Wardhouse, and it just at that time couldn't happen. Then finally, I guess I forget who reached out to who, but then they had to kind of like be all secret about it. And the way how the test day happened was that James Deane was in town for Drift Week.
Yeah.
He was a part of that, and then he had to cut it short early, not because he had to go back for, I don't know, customs or whatever the heck. I mean,
Customs.
maybe that was the excuse that
Okay.
he used. It's like,
Immigration,
oh,
maybe?
my visa's gonna get cut out.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta run back. But no, instead that he actually had to go over to RTR for a test day, and then they had to kind of like figure out like, okay, well, how is this gonna work for him?
Yeah.
And he did a couple of runs.
He's a very tall guy, too. So
with-
building that car out, there's got to be. I'm surprised he was able to fit into one of their cars.
It's a Mustang.
He's
Yeah, it's a
6'6".
Mustang.
He's as tall as I am. He's just skinny.
He
as
was
a
like
rail.
and
240,
you
wasn't he?
fit in a Mustang.
Yeah.
Did you not?
Yeah, you're right.
Do you fit better in a Mustang or the 240?
A Mustang.
There you
Okay,
go.
well, what the heck? Why are you surprised?
I don't know. I should be driving a Mustang.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it.
Uh-oh.
You know what? Get rid of everything.
Sell everything and buy Mustang.
Sell everything. Get yourself a new Mustang GT,
Yeah.
Coyote
Coyote.
powered,
Coyote.
and then just ride, bro.
Yeah.
Right, bro.
What do you yeah.
Right.
Right, bro.
Right, bro. Maybe we should put a Coyote in the.
I told you should put a Coyote motor in.
Yeah, right.
You should. Why not? You should.
Anywho, so he did the test with, if I recall correctly, Adam LZ's car, which of course they had to make some adjustments. He did mention James Deane that for him it was crazy because I mean he was like uncharted territory for him. Not only because it was running with a V8, which he's not traditionally accustomed to, but also because he was driving a left-hand drive car, which
Yeah.
normally he drives right-hand drive.
Yeah.
But the video showed
that he's-
otherwise that this
Yeah.
was a guy that like didn't really struggle at all. He just got on it, and not too far along, I'm sure they probably edited it down.
What I thought was really cool recently is he released a video of him practicing like a simulator, but they actually built his car without all the body panels, with everything. Like how there's like the car looks like right now as it's being built. They built it inside of a Seto with all the same setup, right-hand drive and everything. It was pretty cool. So if you watch his video, he's driving the car in the sim at his local track. So it's pretty interesting.
But are you saying like it's just like a bare chassis?
Well, it's like how you saw it in the video, where it's like it doesn't have any body panels,
Okay.
but it's right-hand drive, but it has all the RTR stuff on it. It's not
okay.
like just a stripped-out Mustang. It's like an RTR frame.
So they make it in a car right-hand drive for him.
Yeah. They built him a whole brand new car in a couple months. In a couple months, they built. Yeah. Good, 7 years in the making. Yeah.
Oh, I'm really slacking in my pimping there, ain't I?
Yeah, no, they built in like a couple months. They built a full pro RTR right-hand drive Mustang.
Yeah, I you know what's funny is I watch when I see Chelsea's some of his videos, and it has like his footwork.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at his footwork. I'm like, man, that floor is so
So
clean.
clean. yeah, it's like,
You know,
jeez.
why can't my car look like that?
Yeah, I know. It's like all cleaned up and like deleted. Everything's nice and smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah. Well, they
Life's
take
not fair.
the car gets repainted like from.
I know.
top.
It's a whole nother. It's a whole nother league. Whole
But
nother league.
so you got James Deane. That's going to be at Long Beach next weekend, not this weekend. So that should be interesting.
But then Justin Pawlak, I was talking about this before.
Oh,
Ah,
yeah. So
yeah,
there's a lot of
Justin-
people that's not competing. Justin Pollock's not competing.
So
Rad
yeah,
Dan.
Yeah, Rad Dan's not competing, but Justin Pawlak has kind of like he's been there like forever,
Ever.
right?
Yeah.
Now, I know you guys were explaining this to me. I still can't really wrap my head around it. So from
boy.
what the post that I saw, Justin Pawlak said, "I'm not going to compete in Formula Drift because they changed the tire sponsor." That's
No.
that's what he said in his
what
post.
happened?
Wait,
Yeah,
hey,
he-
let him finish. I want to hear his interpretation of it.
What I remember, my interpretation is that he's not going to compete this year because he just has to stand behind Falcon Tire because they've stood behind him for so long, and that he can't drive with another tire or drive for another tire. But now, Falcon Tire hasn't always been the title sponsor of Formula Drift. Hasn't Nitto been the tire sponsor of Formula Drift before?
Probably.
So
but go on.
why would this?
No. That's why I'm saying if you're confused. It's not that they're title sponsor. They're not sponsoring any drivers. So that's why he backed out.
So it's not because. So it's just
No.
he doesn't want to do Formula Drift because he'd have to pay for his own tires.
Well, no, you would have to find another sponsor. And he's been driving with Falcon.
Or he'd have to pay for his own tires. I mean, he could
Nobody
drive
pays
that.
for their own tires.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
okay, but I'm saying if he because it's a program, right? I mean,
Yes, he would have to pay for his own program, which like Rad Dan didn't go because he had to pay for his own program. He's like, I'm not self-funding this. It's either I find a sponsor that's going to fund it, or I don't.
and he didn't want to try to find another tire sponsor. He wanted to
He
stick
didn't
with
want to
Falcon.
go through it. I mean, it's like I don't know if they told the drivers that they were pulling out last minute. I assume, but you didn't hear about it till like the beginning of this year that Falcon was no longer going to be.
So it really has nothing to do with who's the title sponsor of Formula Drift. It
No,
just has to do.
no.
That's the way he made it sound in his post. That's what I understood.
I
Didn't
mean-
see that, but
That's how I understood it.
maybe. No, but that's not why.
Oh, okay.
So no, a lot of people went from Falcon and switched to GT Radial, I think, and Nitto maybe. I don't know. Kenda came in, so Kenda is now a tire provider, which Taylor Hull will be driving on Kenda. I don't know if it was it Odie that was going to drive Kenda as well. Somebody else is driving Kenda. I don't know. If it was
I think GT Radio also picked up some people as well.
yeah, I'm sure. Well, everybody picked up. I'm sure somebody. Kenda.
Well, while you look that up, we
Yeah,
have
let me
a
see.
comment in the chat from Ryan Deering. Wrote, he's been with Falcon for over a decade easily. It's more loyalty to Falcon, he thought.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I'm going to try to find his post because the way the post made it sound like is it wasn't that Falcon was pulling out. It's just that there was a different title sponsor. So I didn't know that they weren't going to fund his program for Formula Drift. I'll have to read it again. I'll find it around.
Well, I think it was a multiple things. I mean, now that Falcon's pulling, he's been with Falcon forever. Now that he's pulling out, it's kind of like, okay, let me, focus on other things. I think he also mentioned in there that he's going to focus on his son's want to get into drifting.
Well,
or
that's cool.
interest in drifting. So I think he's, like it was kind of like Vaughn, where he was like time to. But I think Vaughn's coming back now. He's going to be doing the rounds that Adam's not doing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from what I heard, I'm not sure if that's exactly true, but
yeah, because
But it
there's
sounded
still
like
one
was-
driver that is TBA, to be announced,
Really?
from the whole list.
oh really?
There's still one driver, and there's speculation
Well, that's
that
the thing
it's
I don't
Vaughn.
understand. So I mean, if Vaughn drove the Adams car, can they have the same points? Can they?
No, they can't.
they
What?
should.
What?
They
No.
should.
Wait,
They should-
no.
You can't have.
I think he should
Why?
because
the
it's
driver
not about-
shit. It's
No,
about
but
the
listen,
driver.
Hang on, well, hang
no,
on,
it's
hang
not a. It is, but I think they need to stop. I think
Stop
they
what?
need.
Stop what?
It's like, okay, it's not like most racing has nothing to do with. It's not the driver. I mean, sometimes it's the driver, but it's the team car. So there could be a change of driver.
So in F1, if a driver decides to not, he can have a substitute driver and still carry on the points for that team.
Actually, he can.
Yeah.
Because there's hang on. So let me clarify. There's 2 championships going on. With when you talking about some of the top level forms of racing, motorsport, like for instance WRC, Rally, and Formula One, you have 2 championships going on. You have the driver championship and you have the manufacturers championship. So there could be an instance where the driver is not able to attend, and then they get a backup driver, and maybe that backup driver doesn't acquire points, or if he does acquire points, he'll just get like whatever he accumulates. But the manufacturer still gets it.
So there's 2 separate simultaneous points races, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, but Formula Drift isn't set up that way.
No, it's set up for the.
It's set up for the driver. It's not set up for the.
They actually do in a way. I don't know if you recall, but they have
They do have
a driver championship, a manufacturer championship, and a tire championship.
Right, but it's all utilizing the driver's points, though.
multiple drivers.
Well, sort of, because there's some conditions. Like, for instance, with the manufacturer championship, the engine
has to be the manufacturer.
It has to so it has to be Toyota, for instance. The
Right.
Toyota engine with the Toyota chassis.
You mean a BMW engine?
Yeah, damn it! I'm like,
Toyota with a BMW engine.
I'm like malfunctioning.
Cannot compute. Cannot compute. Cannot.
Toyota with a BMW engine. At
Anyways.
least it doesn't have a Subaru engine.
Yeah, damn it. That's just
You guys
sort of
see,
like
Toyota just can't produce their own engines anymore. We just gotta go to the swap shop.
Well,
and
what are you
couple
talking about? They got the Yaris engine. That thing is top notch.
engines. Top notch, three cylinders. Top notch.
Yeah.
3 cylinders.
Yeah, it makes power. You got guys pumping out 500 out of those things. Relax. Okay, relax.
okay,
But whatever.
anyhow.
Back on topic. But
Yes.
basically, you have, you have certain conditions that have to be in effect in order for certain manufacturers and certain cars and certain drivers to be able to acquire points. So it's just a simple matter of just determining it. But in the case of what Paul's talking about, if Vaughn, well, that's the thing. You got to figure out, like, okay, is Vaughn going to show up with his car, with his own livery and chassis and
or is he
so
gonna
forth,
drive-
or is he going to drive
LZ's
LZ's car, that particular car with that livery, and then it'll just come down to, in his instance, I would figure is that on the points race, you'll see his name pop up. It's not like the points that he competes in, that he acquires in the competition, will go to Adam LZ, even though it's in Adam LZ's car, if you wouldn't even want to call it that.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, my thing is the cars have card numbers, right? So why can't the car have the points and let 2 different drivers drive it?
Then
Car
that's
had the points?
different.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like in an endurance race, you have different drivers,
So
right?
the car wins.
It's the car that won.
Yes,
Car wins.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, like for instance, you got the WEC, and they'll have, for instance, a 12-hour Sebring and 24 hours of Le Mans.
I'm just saying.
You have 3 drivers per car, and it's the whole team of drivers, all 3 of them.
The team wins.
Not only does the team win, but the car wins as well.
Oh.
So
Saying.
That was like a cartoon. His car is ka-chow, ka-chow,
I mean,
ka-chow.
what are you talking about?
I'm just joking.
The car has got to. I mean, God, I don't get it.
I'm
I mean,
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
like,
Relax.
I
Ever seen the
think
movie Cars?
I think it's so big now. It's like it's more about the teams than it is than the drivers. I think it's more about the teams than the drivers. I mean, if you're on Papadakis' team, I mean, you have to be a good driver, but a lot of it is the team. You know
so
what I'm
then,
saying?
so what you're saying is that
Like,
then,
look at how what's his name? Ryan Turk performed when he went to Papadakis.
Yeah, you're
Same
right.
thing with Chelsea. Chelsea was a great driver, but put him with a great team makes him really great driver.
yeah, you're right.
You know, I think the teams need to be more emphasis on the
So
teams.
then they should come up with a team championship series.
Yeah.
Add that to
I say get rid of
switch over.
get rid of the manufacturer and go team. But
Well, but that's the thing. That's going to be as drifting progresses because there's still privateers that do it.
because I mean you can see how many teams there are now. I mean you have RTR, you have Papadakis, you have Odie and his team. He's got 3 drivers this year.
Field suspension, I guess, because they have field.
Yeah,
on one side
it's
of
all
the car.
field. Yeah, it's title sponsors field.
Well,
so.
not you mentioned. Now that I think about it, WRC is kind of formatted in that sense, where it's
by team. Right?
it's not necessarily the manufacturer; it's the actual team championship. So if the team, because you got a mixture of privateers, and then you have the factory-backed, teams that are leading the charge. So, for instance, Toyota, which is one of the manufacturers that's part of the series, if they get the win, then it goes to Toyota. But then you have some other ones which I can't think of at the moment, but they're like a privateer. Then even though they're running a Hyundai, for instance, it's not Hyundai that's going to be getting the trophy. It's that particular team that assembled the vehicle that's going to be getting the trophy.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how this year brings. Will Vaughn are they going to use the same car? Did he say he's going to use the same car?
We don't even know. That's the thing. We don't. We don't even know if Vaughn is going to go.
NASCAR, I think, is the same way too. They go by car, not by drivers. Says, can you switch drivers in NASCAR? Driver changes are permitted.
Well, but the discussion isn't about whether or not can drivers be changed. That's possible.
Can another driver substitute and win points for the driver he's substituting for?
Exactly.
No, not for the driver. That's what I'm saying. The points should be to the car. The points should be the car. Whether somebody earns those points in that car or whatever. The points should go to the car. That's what I'm saying. If Vaughn and Adam could just accumulate points for one car, I think that'd be cool to see. I don't know if that's what they're doing. I'm not sure if that's what's going to happen. I don't know if Vaughn's going to drive his Mustang and then Adam's going to drive. But it's kind of weird that I think they're flip-flopping events.
To be able to make a showing.
Yeah, of 3 cars.
Because Adam's got his world tour, so I guess some of the events collide with Formula Drift.
Yes. Some of the things he wants to do collide. He's only doing 4 events.
Right.
Or something like that.
Okay. Interesting.
So it'd be interesting. Somebody else. Isn't Christoph Blues coming back too? I haven't seen what he's driving. I heard that Christoph was coming back, which should be interesting.
Yeah,
we spoke about that
Michael
before.
Elsey is not in, right? He's retired.
Michael Elsey?
Yeah.
Michael Elsa?
No, I mean, man, my mouth.
Essa? Yeah,
Essa. Michael Essa. Yeah.
But luckily he didn't say
County
Michael
line.
County Line.
Michael County Line. Michael County Line. Oh, yeah. Michael Essa.
Oh,
Essa.
God. Yeah.
That would have been something.
Yeah, Miami County Line. Miami County Line? How's he
Did he retire? Oh, my goodness. I can't believe he retired.
So you have that, and then who was it else? Oh, Simon Olsen is driving with Odie this year. He's not going to be driving the Super either.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be driving one of Odie's cars. So just a heads up. So you have Ben Hobson with Odie.
That's right.
Simon Olsen with Odie, and then Odie himself. I don't know what Odie did to that other guy that was driving for him though. It should be interesting. I wonder who's going to crash. There's always somebody that crashes.
Always somebody.
No, on Long Beach, because Long Beach is so dangerous. So I'm just like, who's going to crash their car really bad?
Well, we'll see. One of the last thing I wanted to mention is, I don't know if you guys want to dive deep into this, but the topic about customer service.
Oh, okay.
Paul, maybe you want to kind of since you're an expert,
I'm not.
And de-escalating and not enabling.
Okay.
Maybe you feel that perhaps let's put up this scenario. Let's say, for instance, an event gets canceled, right?
I know what
you're an organizer,
yes,
right? How would you go about in announcing making the announcement of canceling the event?
How would I go about announcing? Well, we'd probably put it on social media. That's what I would say most likely. Would it be a video after I rolled out of the garbage heap?
No,
not sure. I don't know because I don't know. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, I'm just asking. Okay.
I know what he's talking about.
let me help you out. Okay,
Okay.
so we've been in the
You were not
unfortunate
de-escalating.
situation before
I
where
don't know.
we've had to, I don't know, maybe it's been probably the day of or the day before where we've had to cancel an event for whatever reason, whether
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
whether it's weather
Well, look
conditions.
at Chris. I mean,
Typically, it's
Chris Jackson had to cancel a pro-am event. You know, that was
he had
huge.
to.
Remember that?
No, did
Last
he
year?
cancel or
Last year?
postpone?
No,
well, he postponed. Okay,
well,
so
postpone. Yeah,
postpone.
I guess
All
not
right.
canceled,
But
yeah.
postpone it because of weather. It's almost always because of weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Round 5 of Klutch Kickers got
That
canceled.
got canceled completely.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, people get upset about it. And, you know, you need to kind of, I guess, relax. You know, it's unpredictable. I don't think anybody cancels events for.
Willingly.
I mean, you don't just cancel an event just because, you know, nobody
I
signed
mean, you don't
up
want
or
to talk
something.
about what events canceled. We're not going to bring that up, or we're just talking about a hypothetical
No,
situation.
you're just talking about how do you navigate
It's
that?
like-
how do you navigate that issue? Like when you because we used to have that. We used to cancel events. We've canceled some drifting events back when we were in
Yes.
county line.
Well, that's why I bring it up.
Yeah, no. We canceled some events, and then people got upset. We actually had. I remember when we were throwing so many skid pad events that we had to change the skid pad schedule because nobody was showing up.
Right.
Nobody was getting like people
Yeah.
were upset that we weren't doing it so often.
Okay, but so let me give you a hypothetical scenario that hasn't happened because this is hypothetical.
Okay.
So
All hypothetical.
say that there's an event that's planned, and it's at a track that may have inclement weather, that may not just make it difficult to drive the event, but also drive there. And say this hypothetical event had pre-sale tickets, and you could pre-sale the event tickets, right? And as an organizer, you're like, okay, we're going to pre-sale tickets, but nobody purchases a ticket, right? So say this hypothetical event that didn't happen, that's hypothetical that we're talking about, the organizer would be more inclined to cancel the event if he's like, hey, nobody prepaid, so why should I even throw the
Yeah.
event?
Or why
Especially
should-
when the inclement weather may cause it to be dangerous to get there, whether it be cold or extremely hot, probably cold, and make it not fun to drive because
Yeah.
it'll just be
But if nobody
not fun. And the
that's
weather.
my question is though.
my point. Hold on, let me finish. My point
frickin'
is
guy.
in this hypothetical situation.
Oh my god.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the event. I don't think anybody should be upset because I think they should understand that the event organizer is, why am I going to push this event? Because it takes money. It takes money and volunteers and time.
Yeah.
Right? So why go through all that headache? At the same time, you cancel the event, people complain, so what? You let her off your back and you just, who cares? Let them complain. I don't think there should be I don't think there's where people should get upset that people are upset. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I mean, do you even need to announce it? If nobody signed up, do you really even need to announce it?
You do need to announce it.
I mean,
yes.
they'd be like, I don't know.
You
No,
have
you
to
do.
announce it.
You have to announce it. Why? Because you gotta have those stragglers, those randoms that show up to the track. They're like, "Oh, I just wanted to pay at the gate."
And we had that all the time. People that
Yeah, you
come to
remember that?
every
Yeah.
event,
Like,
the
dude, we had a
SMDG
pre-register.
crew, they would not pre-register. They would show up the day of. A lot of times, hey man, we're on our way. You know, it's late. It's gonna be too late. And I'm like, yeah,
Jackson.
man, whatever. It's no,
Jackson.
not Jackson. I was thinking more like
Yeah.
SD and them. I think a lot of times they're late.
Jackson
But
was always late.
Well, Jackson was always late, but that was different. But anyhow, my point being is that I think in this hypothetical event, that those people that if they didn't have and nobody pre-regged and there was nobody signed up, then why would the event organizer try to make it happen against inclement weather?
Yeah, weather.
Yeah.
and-
So I think in that hypothetical situation that person made the right call. I think in that hypothetical
Oh my
situation,
God. If you
that
say that
I
one more
think-
time, I'm going
I-
to punch you in the hypothetical.
I think
noggin.
hypothetically that that he would have handled it wrong and could have handled it better and not cared so much hypothetically.
Okay.
Just saying.
I'm just.
Well, I mean, Klutch Kickers canceled, what was it, round 5, right?
Yeah, we
Because of
mentioned
the-
that. Yeah.
And it wasn't actually ended up being good weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weather didn't
That
turn out
sucked.
the way they wanted to. Anyways,
Yeah. I mean, I just, for instance, I think it was the Import Alliance event that just happened recently
Import
that
They're still
that Taxi Garage
Oh, yes.
attended.
Oh, yeah.
They won was great, no problems. But day 2, they canceled it because of bad weather.
Yeah.
Due to the safety of everyone that was there, they figured like, no,
Global warming,
it's just
man.
too crazy.
What the hell?
Oh,
Yeah,
Turn
well,
the cars
I
off.
mean,
chemtrails.
Yeah.
No, it's actually
What?
global cooling. They have all these chemtrails. They're trying to cool the atmosphere by.
Oh my God,
Sorry.
dude! What the freaking hell? What kind of?
It's proven.
What YouTube rabbit hole did you go down the past couple days?
So many.
You can't do that.
So many rabbit
Oh my
holes.
God!
So
Restrict his
many.
YouTube access, please.
Well, hey,
Lockdown is
Instagram
cat.
is the same. My Instagram
Lockdown
Shorts
is
is
cat.
We're gonna change the passwords,
Yeah,
Paul.
yeah.
Instagram
no,
Reels,
that's gotta
man.
change.
You
I'll
can
send
get-
you the new one, Paul.
Yeah,
all right?
please. Yeah.
What's that? Who?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, you
Just
don't
focus
need-
on County Line.
Yeah, just focus on Bring County Line back, buddy. Freaking guy.
Anyways,
Oh, man.
All right.
Too
well,
much.
you guys.
That's-
Oh boy, that just killed me.
Yeah.
In any case, so we want to.
what?
that's how I feel right
You're
now.
horrible.
You guys,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
a
horrible.
person. If you guys only knew,
Yeah.
if you only knew, if you only knew how bad of a person I really
Yeah.
am.
Yeah, jerk. Anyways, so I mean, who do you think's gonna win Long Beach?
Oh, you want to throw wages already?
Yeah, let's throw. Let's throw
Oh,
something.
man, that's tough. I mean, I would.
You got a
I'd
week
like
till
to
Long Beach, so nobody's seen anybody drive. It's not,
I'm gonna
Look,
say James
does-
Deane.
you can say James
Yeah,
Deane?
I'm gonna say he's
I
gonna
don't
come
think
out
James
there.
Deane,
I think
but-
so.
I'll take a safe bet, and I'll
Who won
go
last year?
with
Didn't
Osbo. That's my safe pick.
Osbo did really good last year, minus wrecking.
Yeah,
What's
but
his name? But
I mean, you never know what could happen.
yeah,
I think everybody's gonna be intimidated by James Deane.
yeah.
He's
I
gonna
think,
throw
I think-
everybody
yeah.
off their game, and he's gonna win.
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna win, but I think he definitely will disrupt the. You don't never know. He's never been in a machine like the RTR car, though.
Right. But that could make him even more dangerous,
Yeah, I guess.
right? Because he's like,
I hope he has. I mean, supposedly he's here, or at least
Here?
flying here. Yeah, practicing. Not right here.
oh,
Yeah,
I thought you said it was here.
no. Supposedly he's around.
He's hiding in the engine bay.
He's in the car.
he will be in Orlando soon. So if you want to capture him,
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna win. Odie's always a great driver, so you can't put him out. I don't
Chelsea?
know why I always forget. Chelsea's great, but Chelsea always pushes it, and there's too many walls there, so there's always something that it can happen. I always forget the freaking Corvette guy,
Matt Field.
Matfield. I don't know why I can never remember.
Matt
his
Field
name.
always just miss. I think there's.
He always tries to win that one. I think last year he won it by default because what did he win that last year?
I think he got eliminated because he
Because-
couldn't go forward after the extensive damage that he acquired
but they
from hitting the wall.
gave him the position over Asbo. That's why I'm thinking he won. Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, we're just
just waiting for you to open
No,
your mouth
I'm
and say
I'm
words.
looking for who won.
Gosh, I swear.
What?
No, I'm not angry.
Okay.
another newcomer, Forrest Wang.
Well,
Well, he's not a
bring back-
newcomer, but come back, come and return.
I mean,
I don't think he's going to be in the middle of the pack. I don't see him unless something happened. He found himself while he was away.
He found himself. What the hell does
But
that
he-
mean?
What I'm saying is I don't ever remember him being like the person to watch out for.
Oh, he's a good driver.
He's a good driver. I'm not saying he's not a good driver.
Well,
I'm saying he's
you've-
always in the middle pack, and he may throw a wrench in somebody else's ball game to maybe disrupt the bottom ranks a little bit. But I don't see him winning. Any
Ryan
events this year.
Turk. Ryan Turk. Got first place at Long Beach, and then like I said, Matt Field got second somehow. I don't even know
Can't
how that
remember how.
happened.
Well, talking about Forrest Wang, I do recall a notable performance from him was him battling James Deane back when James Deane had the S15 at Irwindale. And it went, I think, 2 one more times, if I recall correctly. And it was because, I mean, for me, from my opinion, from what I remember from the event, I gave it to Forrest Wang based on his driving compared to James Deane. It just seemed like James Deane couldn't deal with the amount of angle that Forrest Wang was throwing into the turns, and I just saw him being the victor. But for whatever reason, they just kept going.
When
one
is Chris
time.
Forsberg going to retire? Can we just
Oh,
make it happen?
You're gonna
Like-
drop that right now?
No, I mean,
Wow. One thing about Forrest Wang, I always like his car. I always like his car. I like his style.
yeah,
His style.
style.
you guys paid by Chris Forsberg or something?
No,
Like,
no.
You got a Chris Forsberg
No,
endorsement?
No,
You guys-
no,
the hell?
no endorsement here. I'm not a fan.
No, I'm not saying it's not a fan.
know,
I'm
I'm
just
not-
saying
I'm not
he's
a
been.
fan.
He's
I'm
been.
not-
It's
I'm
just
not-
like, it's always the same thing.
His car catches on fire and he wins.
I wasn't saying that.
Oh.
No. I'm just saying it's just always. It's not very. Asbo's kind of getting that way for me. He's just
It's not fun to watch. He's
not
not
fun to
exciting.
watch.
He's not exciting.
Yeah.
He's not a wild card.
Wild card, risk taker. Yeah, no.
That's
it's
why
just
Chelsea. That's why
it's
everybody
all very
loves Chelsea.
calculated.
That's why Chelsea's got it built to name for himself because the way he drives, sometimes it bites him, right? But he's exciting to watch
Yeah. That's. I'm definitely.
because you don't
one
know
of
what's
those.
going to happen.
Yeah.
I like that.
Chelsea, you need to start talking trash.
He's-
man.
he's like-
you need that would make Chelsea like that much better if he came out and says,
Oh, 'cause he could
You
do
know
that.
what? Yeah, he could.
could, yeah.
he could. Right? He'd be like,
He's done it before.
I'm tired of what you do. I'm gonna put my car aside. Blah blah. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna beat up your mother. It's all kinds of stuff like that. And then
Yeah, he's done it before. He's saying like, well, you know where I'm at. You know my schedule, and I'm not just going to go any further
punch
from
you in
that.
the face.
Damn it, Tim.
Oh,
I was trying to
sorry.
avoid that.
Oh, oops. Nobody watches. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, gosh. Boy.
Yeah.
You never know.
That could be funny though, but no, it'd be interesting to see who wins. Like I said, I think Matt Field, Odie, and Ryan Turk they got podium last year, so I think those are probably the guys to watch. But James Deane coming in is like the whole Daigo Saito coming in. So
I think it's a little more because when Daigo Saito came in, like he was a champion in Japan.
yeah. This is
right.
a 3-time champion,
He's-
3-time in a row champion of Formula Drift.
Exactly. That's what I think when he stopped coming, he had won that championship before he left, right?
He 3 times in a
Yeah,
row.
right.
Yes.
And then
left.
disappeared. Right.
Yeah.
So I see him picking up where he left off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
exactly.
not. Maybe not.
It's a
knows?
new car. He's he's not in his one.
I wonder if
his
Chelsea was really like, "Oh man, I'm so glad James Deane," or if he was kind of like,
Oh,
"God,
shit.
this sucks." God, really? Oh man, I'm happy you're here, man. It's
Yeah,
great to see you here. God damn it!
Gonna pop his tires.
Oh, maybe it's just an opportunity for him to. I mean, if I was in Chelsea's position, I would look at it strategically and just see, like, okay, what can I pick off of him? Obviously,
Any parts of
James
the car?
Deane, no, just
for
in the
that?
driving. In the driving. I mean, you've seen how James Deane drives. He's a notable driver. I mean, he's considered by many to be the best in the world. So obviously, he must have something, some competitive edge that Chelsea might want to pick from it to apply to his driving.
Yeah, when I was talking when we were at the Chelsea's class, he was talking about how James Deane his car set up completely different than how they have their car set up. So that'd be an interesting way to see, because James Deane's used to driving Wisefab, and the way their kit works doesn't work like Wisefab works. So it'd be interesting to see if James Deane makes changes to the car.
I'm sure he will.
Chelsea did. He made a lot of changes to it. The car.
I know, but I'm
Yeah.
like, how far will they let the driver make changes? It's like they're going to let him put
And,
freaking
and does
Wisefab on
James
the car.
Deane have the ability to drive a car and say, "I want it set up this certain way," or is he just like, "No, it's good," and just go with it?
That's
Because
he did
that's
that
a
great point.
He did that one time, didn't he?
That's a great point. Yeah, because
He
I
did
remember
that with the RTR Mustang that Drift Games brought over to Europe, and he wanted what's the guy's name? I don't remember the guy's name from Drift Games. But,
Dave Egan?
Dave Egan. Dave Egan wanted him to drive it to see what they needed to fix on it, and he drove it. He's like, "No, it's set up perfect."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I don't have to fix anything." I'm like, no, it's great.
yeah.
So is he gonna drive? Is he just gonna drive the car and just be like, "Yeah, no, it's cool"?
Well, here's the thing. I remember, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out there, but if I recall correctly, the Mustang was set up a certain way, and then when Adam came in, he was trying to drive it a certain way, and they're like, no, you have to drive it like this because because they've done all the research to be able to know, like, okay, to extract the most amount of power, I mean, the performance out of this vehicle, you have to drive it like this. But that was Adam LZ. Now you have James Deane into the mix, and it may be a thing where it could be a thing where when Chelsea came in, he was like, no, you need to
They
just
changed a
change
bunch.
this up
Yeah.
because the car will drive better if you do this. And James Deane might be able to do something like that where he'll be like, hey, you could do this stuff and drive better this way. Or they may impose and be like, no, we think based on the data,
like Adam.
it'll just drive better this way.
Right, and but his level is to the point where he may be able to just take the car like they gave to Adam and say, "Oh, don't drive it this way, drive it that way," and James will be like, "Okay," and he may do it. Who knows? It's going to be interesting. Time will tell.
It'll be interesting how he adapts to the car and if he makes any changes, because that car in mid drift has so much ability to accelerate and speed and just grip. It just those cars, the Mustangs are the only ones that can just close the door on them. You know, like if they're following, they can just suck right up on them, no matter how fast the lead car is.
So you're saying the Mustang seems to be superior chassis? That's what you're trying to say.
No, I'm just saying because the weight jacking that Chelsea talks about in his class explains why. I mean the car. That's why all the RTR cars are lifting a freaking wheel up in the air because they're pushing all the weight to the back rear corner wheel.
Put all the pressure on the tires.
They want to put as much weight on the back of that car to load it up to get it to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his whole thing. And that's why the thing is lifting up one wheel the whole damn time.
Yeah. But then you have to argue that if you're a driver, you're going to want to make adjustments to where you're able to perform.
Yeah.
So it may be a thing.
I
It
just know
could
they're-
come down to a thing where it's like, okay, it could drive like this, but maybe if we can take out some grip, just so that way it enhances the driving feedback for the driver that's commandeering
Wise
the...
Fab is a lot of Zero Ackerman, okay? And I'm pretty sure James Deane drives a Zero Ackerman. Chelsea does not. Those guys don't drive with Zero Ackerman. So they drive more with the throttle, less with the steering wheel.
Okay.
When you put Zero Ackerman in the car, now you can with the steering wheel you pull the car out and pull it in.
Yeah.
So, and James Deane drives a lot with his steering wheel. So, because of how the Wise Fab is. So, I don't know, like I said, is he going to ask for Zero Ackerman? He's going to ask for some changes on the car or what? I don't know if their kits can't even do that.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, or is he going to start like, hey, try and can you put this Wise Fab kit in? Can you please just put that out?
That'd
I
be
don't even know if
something.
Wise Fab has one for the Mustang, but
Right. That's a good question.
I'm sure. I mean, their
can make
Wise Fab
something.
works with James Deane. I mean, why wouldn't they? I'm sure they're talking to him if there is any talk. You know.
Yeah, because RTR makes their own kit, right? They don't.
Yeah,
use
they
somebody
made
else's kit.
their own kit. I don't think they would want to
Throw a Wise Fab on there.
their Wise Fab on there because it is, like I said, their own kit. But James Deane's been working with Wise Fab for a long time.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
What can you do?
So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. You know, how long do they go for another season? You know, how does this all work?
Well, we'll have to see. I think in talking about like how is it, you know, how is it going to play out? I'm just thinking about the LZ World Tour,
Yeah.
how we were talking about before, the whole show aspect of it. It was a great turnout for him last year when he did Ireland. So now that he's taking it at a worldwide tour, it may kind of lend credence to this whole notion that we've been talking about, how it's like there needs to be more about the show and not necessarily about the competition.
Right.
And it's looking like it's going to be great. You're having a lot of drivers, a lot of individuals that are known, popular, are going to be taking part in it, like Rant Dan. I think Hurt is getting involved as well. And I forgot who else. There's like a bunch of people. I don't know how they're going to get about. I mentioned before, I think hopefully they got a bunch of dehumidifiers if they're going to put their cars in a container.
Yeah, I mean,
Because-
you've been over to Curacao, and that doesn't always work out the best for these drivers.
No, it doesn't. Especially not only with the mold and the salt water and the worst of all, the customs.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing
them
for
going
the
through-
drivers.
going through your car and taking apart stuff and doing stuff. Yeah.
I mean, there was at one point there was a thing where they were scared that they were gonna get their car stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that bad
Yeah.
that it was around here. It showed up here, and they're like, some paperwork got mishandled, and they were like on the verge of shipping the cars back. That's how bad. So, well, hopefully they got it. I mean, I'm sure they got it all sorted out, but I mean, I can't imagine the wait times to just get the cars. I mean, if they're gonna send it over to Europe, they better send it over now.
Yeah.
And the last thing you want is to get held up by a cruise ship.
Or
that gets stranded.
maybe they're working with local shops to provide vehicles.
Yeah, maybe they're providing vehicles for each fan. You know, that would be probably the best idea. Is just maybe set up some simple cars. They don't have to be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is the first time I really haven't looked into his world tour thing. I mean, is it supposed to be just kind of for him, kind of be going around, talking to his fans, or is it more of like an exhibition event?
I'd say it's like an exhibition, similar style to what happened with the Ireland event that they did last time.
Okay.
And it was like, I would imagine.
You heard that?
Yeah, it was him, dude.
Oh.
It's like,
I'm like, what was that noise?
God. It's time to go. Time to set him away.
Yeah.
Send him to the.
Put me in a.
Put him in a home.
Yeah. So
County
yeah,
line
let me
home.
just finish up. I just figured that it's just going to be there's going to be battles and exhibition battles, and there's going to be like fantasy battles and a couple of other things here and there that
Fantasy battles?
Yeah, fantasy battles. Like for instance, if even though we didn't bring this up in the bracket, but who wants to see Paul Murphy battle Tim Murphy?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And so that will happen, and then we'll get to know who's driving with shall reign supreme. Who's the bigger Murphy?
The bigger Murphy. Well, he's the bigger Murphy.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'll definitely do that. I also want to go against Gabby.
Ooh,
Wait,
Gabby
what?
J.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
another
wanna
good
compete
bet.
against
That'd be
Gabby.
fun.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
Yeah, no. Once I get the LS in there and running, I'm definitely. I told him I'm gonna enter a pro-am event.
And just T-bone him?
I'm gonna
Just
tell
to mess with
Chris. Yeah, I need to be top
Practicing
32 against him. And I'm just like, he said, you won't catch me. I said, I'm not going to be drifting. I'm just going to come and ram you.
You're going to go. I'm never going to initiate.
I'm not
just
gonna-
going to hit you. I'm
you're
just
just
going to
gonna
T-bone
hit,
you
just gonna
through the first
T-bone
turn. Good.
I don't need to
Yeah,
grip.
my job here is done.
I took you out.
He does a U-turn. He's like, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Pack it up.
No, and then Paul will get out and go,
Gotcha.
oh, no.
Oh, man. Oh, that's just...
Grip this.
Yeah.
Ooh, what? That's kind of weird. Why would you even say those words to another man?
Well,
That's
I
weird.
was going to make a big sticker. No.
Grip this.
Yeah, grip this.
Grip this, Gabby.
This, Gabby.
Right.
Bonzo. Grab these beans.
Anyhow.
All right, folks. So we're just going to wrap it up. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you 2 weeks from now, I think. We got nothing scheduled from here on out 2 weeks from now, right?
No, we're good.
We're good. Okay, so we'll be back. Maybe not. We'll have a guest lined up. And so until then, take care and good night.